In today's video we have a new contender vying for the title of Best Budget Keyboard, the iLovbee B87. Amidst strong contenders like the Owla F75 and Ajaz AK820 Pro, the B87 aims to secure its spot at the top. Stay tuned to find out if the $60 price tag reflects its features or if it goes above and beyond expectations. Before we begin, I want to let you know that this video was sponsored by iLovbee. They provided the B87 free of charge and paid a fee for this review. However, rest assured all opinions you hear today are my own and unbiased. Before we progress any further, let's take a look at the unboxing. The box itself has one of the more interesting looking designs I've seen. Inside, the main attraction itself comes protected by a dust cover and plastic sleeve. For accessories, you get a white USB-A to USB-C cable, a standard white keycap and switch puller, a few spare switches, and a mystery box I'll cover a little bit later in the video. The unboxing experience was to a satisfactory level with all the essentials you'd expect, with the exception of any Accent or macOS keycaps. Okay, I'm going to quickly go over some of the main specs and features before I get into my own thoughts and opinions. The iLovbee B87 comes in at $59.99 on Amazon.com or equivalent regional Amazon sites. The board features an 80% TKL ANSI layout. It's got tri-mode connectivity, which means you can connect via Bluetooth, 2.4 GHz wireless, or wired USB-C. It comes equipped with a 3150 mAh battery. With the main specs and features out of the way, let's start by discussing the design and aesthetics. Right off the bat, the B87 is clearly boasting a retro aesthetic with this taupe theme I've got. It's also available in a similarly retro red theme for those of you who might prefer that vibe. I'm actually quite a fan of this retro design. It's more of a sci-fi retro than a vintage retro, if that makes sense. The keyboard construction is plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap or flimsy at all. It has a good weight and it's got a robust case providing a solid and durable feel. For a plastic case, the B87 feels exceptionally well built, arguably one of the best I've tried. This robust construction is due to its innovative thick injection molding shell, a feature I'll delve into during the teardown portion of the video. The board features a gasket mount system, and although the case is stiff and rigid, the typing experience is surprisingly cushioned and bouncy, offering the best of both worlds. At this point in the video, I want to highlight the impressive price to performance ratio of this keyboard, and we haven't even dived into the sound quality yet. Flipping the board over, I'm going to quickly go over some of the physical features on the case. Starting off with the basics, the keyboard is equipped with rubber pads across the underside to ensure a firm grip on your desk, complemented by height adjustable feet that offer 2 additional layers of adjustment. Other than that, there's a brushed metal plate with the company and trademarking information. You'll notice the underside is two-toned with colours to match the keycap theme. I'm really impressed with this attention to detail. Moving around to the edges of the board, the two-tone theme continues. Let's start off with the back edge. The connectivity zone is all the way over to the left, where you'll find a slot for the 2.4 GHz wireless receiver, followed by the connection mode toggle, and finally the USB-C port. There's another accent piece, colour matched to some of the accent keycaps, featuring the phrase "Live fast, drive faster." I'm not entirely sure what the relevance is with this phrase, but if you know, let me know in the comments. Both the left and right edges feature recessed RGB strips, adding a subtle touch of style for those who appreciate lighting effects. However, if RGB isn't your thing, you can easily turn them off since they are subtly integrated into the case and barely noticeable. Moving back up to the top of the case, let's have a chat about what's going on up here. Starting off in the top left, there's an iLovbee logo with a contrasting backplate, which is a bit of a bummer, but understandable at the same time. You also get an indicator LED row situated nicely between the arrow and navigation keys. I think it's a nice way to utilize the otherwise dead space on this part of the keyboard. Forgive the ignorance if this is common on larger layouts, but the F13 key is programmed to and represents a shortcut for opening the calculator app. Seems kinda random to me. Shifting our focus to the top right of the case, you'll find a pause key. Seems pretty standard, right? Right, that is until you remove the keycap. Recall from the unboxing that this box contains a CNC alloy programmable knob unit. Once again, I'm really impressed by the level of detail and customizability available in such a cheap package. It's super simple to install, you just push it down the same you would a switch, and right out of the box, you've got media control. At this point, I want to transition your attention over to the keycaps. They're double shot PBT in the cherry profile. What more need I say? Being double shot, the legends look extremely crisp, but even more crisp than other double shot legends. It's hard to explain, but they look excellent. The surface of the keycaps visually has a speckle to them, which iLovbee claim is to make them sweat proof. Regardless, they feel really smooth and just great to type on. Moving a layer deeper, the B87 is rocking what I believe to be their own Aster switches. They're a 5-pin linear that require an operating force of about 45 grams, making them a nice light to mid-force option, great for both typing and gaming. iLovbee market them as gaming switches, having a shorter actuation for faster response times. They've got a factory coating of lube, and I have to say, they feel really smooth to type on. The internal makeup of the B87, paired with the switches and keycaps, make for one of the best sounding keyboards I've tried in the sub $60 range. It's hard to describe the sound profile accurately, but it's like a creamy poppy signature. Regardless of description, it both sounds and feels excellent. The stock stabilizers performed exceptionally well, exhibiting no tick or rattle. Like many modern keyboards, this one comes with well-tuned plate-mounted stabilizers. One of the biggest surprises with this keyboard is its VIA programmability. programmability, a feature rarely seen at this price point. This is a significant advantage because VIA programmability offers a user-friendly open source way to customize your keyboard directly in browser, eliminating the need to download one of those less trustworthy software drivers. Internally, the B87 is equipped with a 3150 mAh battery. Whilst adequate, this is likely one of the areas where compromises were made in order to keep this keyboard at such a budget-friendly price. If you hold function and enter, there's a handy battery level indicator you can refer to in wireless modes. Let's talk about some more features supporting the gaming claim. First, the board features N-key rollover, which allows simultaneous keystrokes to register correctly. The board is also well equipped with full RGB backlighting with 24 preset modes you can cycle between, with the backlight being right on the brighter end of the scale. Okay, I'm going to perform a teardown to showcase the internal structure of the keyboard. To begin disassembly, there's 6 screws on the underside you'll need to remove. Once removed, you'll need to lightly pry the lighter coloured top housing free. To access the internals, you'll need to disconnect this cable, but proceed with caution as there isn't much slack. Personally, I found it too challenging to unplug without risking damage, so I've opted to leave mine attached. Finally, there's a number of screws on the back of the PCB to free up the internals. Okay, so the B87 features a flex-cut polycarbonate plate with plate-mounted stabilizers and a sound-dampened spacebar. Then you get a layer of Poron foam followed by an IXPE switch pad. Next, you're getting a non-flex-cut 5-pin hot-swappable PCB with south-facing LEDs. On the back, you get another thick layer of Poron foam acting as case foam. Moving down into the bottom housing, there's a PET sound enhancement pad. The B87 is rocking the now uncommon leaf spring gasket mounting system. As I alluded to earlier in the video, the bottom housing has that thick injection molding. So yeah, the internal makeup of the keyboard is really sophisticated, which explains why it sounds and feels so good. As always, it's time to play the sound test before I leave you with my closing remarks and recommendations. To wrap things up, the B87 is a standout contender in the budgie keyboard market, offering impressive build quality, design, and features for its $60 price tag. The retro aesthetic, sturdy plastic construction, and innovative thick molding shell provide a robust and visually appealing experience. The gasket mount system ensures a cushioned, bouncy type and feel, while the well-tuned stock stabilizers and VIA programmability add significant value. However, the 3150 mAh battery is somewhat of a compromise. I highly recommend the B87 for those seeking a budget-friendly option with extremely good price to performance. That concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider dropping a like and subscribing because your support is greatly appreciated.